What's going on? Next mic up back again, and today we got some good news. It looks like baseball is finally going to be back, at least by reports, but let's get into it. So this was the statement that was tweeted out today by John Heyman. MLB and Players Union are closing in on an agreement to play the 2020 season via players. Deal is expected to be for prorated pay and included expanded playoffs. So I think the offer at the moment was 60 games and expanded playoffs, everything like that. I know there's more in detail which one I'm going to go into, but I think what was really cool about it was the fact that they got this all done together. Like Rob Manfred came today with Tony Clark. They had a meeting today that Rob Manfred called because it was looking really bad for Rob Manfred as the commissioner of baseball not to be able to get this to work together. So I'm glad that they got this done. So now what really made this deal for both sides was this right here. The framework of the deal between Manfred and Union's chief Clark included 60 games at 100% full prorated pay, waiver of grievances, 16-team expanded playoffs for 2 years, universal DH, and more. Owner sources say it was agreed upon to pending constituency approval, meaning owners, players, which is really important that this was noted, the fact that there was kind of agreement on both sides for both the players and the owners. Obviously, the players wanted it to be 100% prorated pay, and that was the biggest thing with the owners, which was taking so long for baseball to come to an agreement to play the season, is because the owners wanted to only pay 75 to 80% of the salary for what they'd be playing, while the players wanted their full money for every single game they would play.
Money, 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 money.
Which was the biggest agreement of them all. But the other things that are cool is that we look into is we're going to have a bunch of extra playoff teams for 2 years. This deal is for with the expanded playoffs, and then also a universal DH for both leagues now. So now we're going to have the fact that the NL and AL won't have any difference, and you're not going to have to worry about pitchers getting hurt, and there's going to be a lot more offense in these baseball games. So I think that was really cool, the fact that they were able to agree to those two things, the players and the owners. Now the fact that they got an agreement together, I think the bigger question is when and where, as in this tweet shows. At some point, MLB and the MLBPA will sort out the when and where for the 2020 season. The bigger question is the how. How will they keep the season on the rails while COVID cases rise in Arizona, Florida, Texas, etc.? The virus never left. Now, this is a big thing because in the NBA, they obviously are doing it just in Orlando, and all those teams are going to be in that little specific spot. Where in the MLB, there was talks about doing it in, Arizona, doing it in Florida, doing it in California. But now it looks like they might be at their own stadiums, traveling from place to place. That's the biggest question. It's up in the air at the moment, and we really don't know. So more is to come. Now, the deal was made for 60 games, or that's where it was set at the moment, and obviously players want to do like 65 to 70 games, but here's why 66 games works the best, as explained by Jason Stark. He said 12 games each versus 4 divisional opponents, 3 games each versus 4 interleague opponents, 6 games home and home versus interleague rival. Now, I think this is important because we got to think about how money-wise everything makes sense. You want an even amount of games just so everything makes sense for the players for the full prorated salary and everything like that. So this way they're making about 40% of what they would have made if there had been a full season. So this is really important because they got to come to an agreement on this, because this could be one of those breaking blocks that, scrap this agreement completely. Because a couple days ago, it was looking like the MLB had no chance of coming back with the players and everything like that, with the owners really being the biggest mess up of all of it. The players were just tweeting when and where, because Rob Manfred could have just issued a 40 or 50 game season within his CBA laws and everything like that. But I'm glad that they aren't going to do that, because that would have really screwed baseball, in my opinion. So now moving forward for baseball, I think the biggest thing for them to do is to really nail down this agreement and everything finished, so then they can come back July 15th to July 19th to play baseball and be the first sport to come back, because that would be huge for them, because they want to be on TV before the NBA is, because the NBA is such a massive league compared to baseball, and they already kind of, they want to get the younger audience and get more audience as is right now, compared to what the NBA and the NFL do. The MLB do nothing. So that's what they really got to try to do. I'm glad the MLB finally came to seems to come to an agreement with the Players Association and the owners, but we'll see. Hopefully this lasts. But this has been Next Mic Up. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.